Duty, honor, courage and valour means the living legend of India in Indian Navy, Marcos, Commanding-in-Chief, Commanding Officer, Captain.Varun Singh.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
These kinds of responses and respect, every armed forces, it's all we strive for. We are there in the nation, but it is for the citizens. And we all have a deep, sincere desire that as a citizen, if they can love us, that is all we want from this country. And this gesture of yours, through your foundation, is just heart-touching, very overwhelmed. Thank you so much. And coming to my dream, I always dreamt of being an army man, fighting for the nation, and killing terrorists. To this extent, I used to dream. And accordingly, I opted for India after my 12th, got into NDA. As an army cadet, I enrolled myself in National Defence Academy in 1989. But somehow, my father, who was a Navy man, and again, I saw my dream coming true. Despite coming to Navy, I was a little dejected. But my father kept my name Varun. That was again for a cause. My Jan Kundali said I will die in water. So he said, okay, being a naval man, I'll keep his name Varun. Lord of Sea. So let's take the danger, let's take the challenge up front. And that is probably how I got my name Varun. And see how destiny plays. Despite wanting desperately to join the army, I happened to come back to the water. So that was my journey. From being always dreaming about army, and subsequently joining the same Navy where probably my destiny was taking me to.
As Captain Varun had said correctly, that which has been written in his horoscope by birth, that you will die in the water. But the same Varun, when he was young, he was one of the best diver of Indian Navy, which has to go below 180 feet of the sea water and do marvelous things which nobody can even think of doing it. The same time when you were growing up and when you joined Indian Navy, and you have been posted as a lieutenant, those were the years, about 18 years back. And when you could see the Jhelum river in month of May, which has been totally covered with ice, and you were at, seems to be after reading that we came to know that it was on one pump house, you were searching for the terrorists, because that's the time where terrorist enters into the India. So how was, what was the day, and then you went climbing on the mountains, came back and you got some radio signals. What was the story about it?
Coincidentally, this is the very same place after doing my Marine Commando training. This was my first posting at Visakhapatnam. So from here, I was dispatched to Jammu Kashmir for 6 months of live battle training. April is a month when the snow falls down. It actually, and the infiltration starts. On second morning, we had information that there is some activity in a jungle, in a mountain, that needed to be busted. I, along with my buddy, he told, okay, you two go inside and meet the company commander who is in charge of this particular operation, and then see what he says.
What was his name? That some major was your...
Vikas Chawla.
Vikas Chawla.
So I met with him and asked him, he just explained me the entire scenario, and I said, okay, there was a house very adjacent, very close to about 5 meters gap. There's a pedestrian walk. The houses are very closely built in Kashmir. So I said, who's sitting there? He said, nobody. Okay, I'll go in that. From that balcony, I can at least see the right side of the windows of this particular house. So main gate is facing ahead. From the right side, I can see all the 3 windows. So that's a good idea. So I, along with my buddy, we went there. Very cautiously went into the balcony. And from our building, from house, we could see the entire backyard of this particular target house and the right side of all the 3 windows. So I gave fire cover to my buddy, and he took out his grenade. We carry generally 2 grenades per person. So he took out one of his grenades, threw in the second floor. There was no action. It blasted. There was no action. So we were waiting. Nothing happened. Took out the second grenade which he had in the first floor. Again waited. No action. I gave him my third grenade, my first grenade. So the third grenade was my first grenade. I gave it to him to throw it on the ground floor. And probably we'll wait. Something has to happen. And while this was happening, the company commander called in to say, I made a bomb full of, basically an ammunition box filled with RDX, and we'll just detonate this. The whole building probably would collapse. So since being an EOD expert, I said, okay, let me come and have a look at it. So I came all the way down, looked at his entire circuit, and I said, good to go. But let me reach back, find a place to hide, and then put this house and detonate it. He said, okay. And true to my imagination, when that small little box blasted, The entire 2.5-story building collapsed inside.
Oh.
There was not a single brick which actually came outside that boundary wall. And when everything settled, I could see one body hanging in that entire debris. So I told the company commander, I can see one. 2, I'm not sure. What do you want me to do? So he said, we'll have to wait. And now the time was actually about 4:30. Once the sun sets, it becomes even more difficult. Now we have to wait for the entire night cordoning that area for the morning operations. So I told, I'll take one more chance. So now we were about 12 to 14 people inside that small little backyard, which was about 7 to 8 meters by 5 meters. And suddenly we heard a burst of AK-47. So when this chaos and mayhem happened, everyone was running towards the boundary wall. Because there was no escape inside.
Correct.
So they want to go outside. After so many days of something, they were frozen. They were not moving. And when I asked them, there was no response. So I basically pushed them. So they fell, and I had no choice but to come and sit in front of them, just to see what had happened. And to my expectation, we had 2 militants, 2 terrorists coming out of the cow shed. Since they came outside the cow shed, it was debris in their front. So now when they came out, they could turn right and they could see entire 14, 15 of us hanging on the wall to jump.
Oh. Behind the debris?
On the backyard.
On the backyard.
So backyard, these 2 walls were open.
Okay.
Debris was on this.
Okay.
My men all were on this wall. So the moment he turned right, he was right in front of me. I was already kneeling on my single position and aiming towards this side. That was the only place where they could have come. And as luck could have it, both of them came. They were displaced. I could fire, tuck, tuck, tuck. And both of them fell. But while falling, his right hand was towards me. Like I'm sitting here, they were facing this side.
Oh.
So when I shot them, they fell. But while falling, the bullet kept coming out of them. So that bullet came and hit my grenade. And that imploded again. So all the sharpnels went inside my chest. My arm was totally out. This was just hanging by the skin. So I lifted the weapon on my left hand and again I felt unconscious. Company commander had given order, please blast the cow shed outside. We don't want to take any more chances.
Somebody must be inside.
Somebody might. We don't know how many.
We don't know.
So let's just blast it. He said, Ki, I have to get my saab back.
That Vijay Singh Rawat.
Vijay Singh Rawat. The youngster that time. So he said, no, sir, give me 5 minutes. I have to get my saab back. And I can see him moving. He said, no, we don't want any more casualties. He said, no, sir, give me 5 minutes. I'm going inside.
At that time, hand grenade was live.
So
half of the hand
was
grenade.
Live, actually.
Live.
What we see in movies, it is basically...
The pin has been removed.
The pin is now removed because the bullet had fired the shoulder of the grenade. The pin was removed. The shoulders were missing. So now all it wanted was some free space to move the liver out.
Move the liver out.
It would have
the moment it would have been freed, the liver, it would have been blast.
And that would have been a disaster.
The whole walls
all
and the
7
soldiers
meters, 10
and
meters, people around would have gone. Because that is bigger than a bullet. The moment you run, the grenades and the magazines, they actually pop out. So, saving grace, again my co-brother was there. He had gifted me this from a Sri Lankan assault vest. So, I fell on the right side with the grenade lever pressed, which my buddy could identify. When he moved me, he could see that grenade. He removed the detonator, shot at both the terrorists again, and told the company commander, sir, all settled, all 3 accounted for. My Saab is in distress, he needs to be evacuated.
But by that time when this has happened, it was again a courage by your buddy also. When he could see there is a live hand grenade, which the pin has to be just has to be pulled a little bit or little bit here there, then even he would have been died.
Everyone.
The blast would have taken him also, you also, and there are so many soldiers. They were doing the operation. Everyone would have been died.
And on 3rd, when they heard this has happened, naval officers, there were only 4 naval officers in the entire valley. So the moment they came to know it has happened in this particular 15 RR area, they came to know it was to be either of the 2. And then when heard the name, they said, no, we are going. So it was about to be sunset. Cheetahs and cheetahs, they don't fly after sunset.
After the sunset.
They took that 5 minutes of window set, we are getting in. Had they not come, 70-kilometer route from that place to Srinagar would have been impossible. It would have been just too bad.
So it seems that the helicopter which has been picked you up when it has been seen that normally during the sunset or when sun is setting down, normally nobody takes the helicopter chances. But all your colleagues have taken that. And it seems that the Lieutenant Colonel Kale, who has operated on you, he has also given such a statement that you were so calm. How that courage and how that strength came in you?
Every time I remember this entire tenure after the 17 years, I feel privileged to be part of my 3 how many people in the world actually love to live their dream? So I lived my dream to the fullest.
This is the first time I have seen in my life to meet a person when he was a kid. He has a dream to fight with the terrorist who's ruining our country. And I feel Captain.Varun Singh has given his best shots as the lieutenant fighting with the terrorists. Still the fight is on, training the commandos in Visakhapatnam as Indian Navy commanding officer. The message is what I feel that you should give it to the young generation of India who opts out for the multinational companies, who opts out for the economic development officers and many other jobs. Of course, I am not saying that they should not do that. They should do that also. But look at Captain.Varun Singh, who would like to give a message to the young Indian generation. If India is protected, all your jobs are protected. If India's borders will be protected, all your companies will be protected. I feel the message what Captain, you have to give it to the young generation, that live with a passion, live with a patriotism, live with an opportunity. Whenever you get, the nation should come first.
And to the young generations, I can only tell, whatever you do, you are our future. We look up to you for tomorrow's India. And seeing you, I can only say, we are in safe hands. I just recollect one of our great president's words, which you must have definitely read. Dream is not what you have while you sleep, but dream is what does not let you sleep. So whatever you do, wherever you are, if the nation is first, I am very sure you'll always do great.